I'm a huge fan of buying cash producing assets because now, instead of just trading labor for money, now your money helps you earn more money. And that can start to grow exponentially. And that is pretty exciting. I'm James Furlo, the owner of Furlo Capital, surprise, surprise, and I want to show you how to passively invest in real estate. But first, there are 4 basic types of assets that you can buy. The first are paper, think stocks, bonds, things like that. The second are commodities, gold, silver, oil. And then you have businesses and real estate. In some ways, I like to think of real estate as a fancy combination of the commodities and business. So you have a lot of options for what you can buy. So let's just talk briefly about each of them. I have a couple of problems with stocks and bonds beyond just the normal emotional up and down that we all get to experience with them. First, unless you buy a dividend-paying stock, you don't get any cash flow from it unless you sell it to get the money, but then at that point, you don't actually own it anymore. It's kind of a one and done. Second, in general, you can't leverage the purchase of stocks. There is no bank, as far as I know, that will give you a loan to go off and purchase more stocks, which should really make you think. A bank is good at assessing risk and then lending based on that risk, but they won't lend on stocks. Something to think about. Third, I have zero access to the people who are running these companies. So even if I have a great idea to help out the company and make the stock more valuable, I have no way of telling them and helping them out. And then finally, the returns they're just okay. I mean, 7% on average isn't bad, but that's before inflation and fees. So in reality, when you take those into account, it's a lot closer to 2.5%, which, I mean, it's better than a savings account, but honestly, it's just not that great of a return. Commodities have similar problems as stocks and bonds, but with some added complexities. For starters, you have to figure out a way to store and secure all of it, and that may not be an easy feat. Plus, when you're ready to sell, it's not as easy to find a buyer, so it's not nearly as liquid of an asset. And so, experts recommend that you don't buy commodities as a wealth building strategy, but more as an insurance policy against other things going crazy in the world. If you have the time, owning a business is awesome. But again, it takes a lot of time and at least the willingness to learn about the industry to be successful with that business. Now, I own a business and it is absolutely wonderful, but I've been willing to invest the time and learn how the industry works so that I can be successful. Now, one downside of a business is that when you're ready to sell, again, it might be very difficult for you to find a seller to take it because they also have to have the time and at least the willingness to learn about how to make it successful in that industry. Speaking of my business, the last asset that you can buy is real estate, and I love it for all sorts of reasons. First, it's giving people a place to live, so it's good and it's valuable. Second, the returns are typically higher than 10%, and that's consistent returns. That's after taxes and fees and inflation and all those things, so it is absolutely wonderful. Plus, there are some sweet tax benefits to owning real estate. If you and I are earning the same amount of money in a year and yours is from a job, chances are I am paying significantly less taxes than you. Third, and this is my favorite because honestly it's what allowed me to leave my job and move into real estate full time, is that you get regular, consistent cash flow from it. And so it allows me to enjoy the benefits of owning the asset without having to sell it. Given how great real estate is, I started buying multifamilies in 2009. While working for HP, my wife and I took a very measured strategy of buying a property every few years. And then eventually we earned enough that in 2012, I moved into real estate full time. So we've been at this for a while. It's been a slow, measured, purposeful journey. As our business scales, we're excited to give other people the opportunity to partner with us and enjoy the benefits of building wealth while helping to provide housing. We do that through multifamily syndications. That's where a group of people pool their resources together so that we can buy a property that would be very difficult to buy on your own, if not impossible. My team, the general partner, will organize the syndication. We'll find the property, get the financing, and manage the entire thing. You, the limited partner, invests cash and therefore receives an equity share and cash flow distributions and profits in return for your investment. And then you can spend your time doing things that you enjoy. It's actually pretty sweet for both of us. There's a lot more than I can share, but what I really like to do is connect with you and learn what it is that you want. What are your investment goals and how can I help you reach them? So the next step is to schedule a 30-minute call with me so that we can chat. And it's really just like a Q&A session where we learn about each other and get some clarity around what it is that we're doing. And I promise there won't be any selling. I'm more of an expert negotiator than salesman anyways. Thanks for watching.